Hi, this is Ivan. Today I'm gonna talk about a really useful tool to identify risks for companies who are planning to do a transformation. So, from the very first start, it's called meta management. It's holistic and integrative, business-driven, and value-oriented, and combines the management disciplines, transformation lifecycle, and leadership. And you can see it has 8 disciplines. And today we will focus on the risk management. In the risk management, there are 4 steps which are envision, engage, transform, and optimize. And the tool we're gonna use is to identify risks, so it's in the first step of risk management. Now let's have a look at the tool we're gonna use. It's called scenario planning. There are 4 major steps of scenario planning, which are identify driving forces, critical uncertainties, plausible scenarios, and discuss implications and paths. In order to have a clear and easy view of what's all this about, I'm going to use the airline company and agribusiness examples to illustrate the whole process. The first step of scenario planning is to identify driving forces, but before that, it is necessary to set a horizon year, let's say 10 years for a situation in the future that the scenario will extend. Usually, there are some most normal driving forces like social, technological, economic, environmental, and political. So in our cases, for example, technology like more high-tech online services, new phone applications, e-commerce, and new innovations. As for globalizations, the communication ways, the difference between cultures, and the outcome of cheap travel. As for political, it could be the new changing governmental legislations and the collaboration between any 2 countries. The next step is to identify the critical uncertainties. As for airline companies, the customers could expect more efficient and easy services and more attractive and safe innovations. And the another one could be the fuel and raw material prices, since the costs of these 2 materials like take a huge part of company costs, these 2 prices could be another uncertainties. As for agribusiness companies, the first one is the wage and food prices, and the second one is definitely the demand from customers. And the last one could be the uncertain weathers. Also, you could evaluate all the uncertainties you list and arrange them like the plot on the right to rank them the most possible and serious impact uncertainties. In the next, a scenario matrix is expected to be made based on the 2 critical uncertainties identified in the last step, using agribusiness companies as example. 2 major uncertainties are wage and food prices and demand from customers. Then you can have 4 plausible worlds in the next 10 years. As you can see in the plot, it could be a steady development, it could be reduce plants amount or change plant types, or it could be keep carrying market or increase plants amount or investigate new technology for harvest. The last step also it's the most important step, which is to discuss the implications and impacts of the plausible futures identified before. Also, based on the discussion, the general strategy options for different plausible futures need to be decided in this step so that the potential strategic risks could be identified. Another thing needs to be noticed is that the different strategies will have different risks and different management plans. In other words, there are 4 plausible futures, so the strategy options for these 4 plausible futures are different. So the associated risks identified from these 4 plausible futures are also different. Thanks for watching. See you next time.